And we are following several breaking news stories at the top of the hour here on Denver 7. And thank you for joining us. I'm Ann Trujillo.
And I'm Shannon Ogden. We're on top of the developments, of course, of the terrorist attack in Spain. But there's been a deadly shooting here at home.
Let's get out to Denver 7's Liz Gilardi, who's at Louisiana and Yampa in Aurora. So, Liz, what do you know?
And Shannon, one person is dead after a shooting in the middle of an Aurora neighborhood near a park, and police are still looking for that shooter. I'm going to step out of the way so you can see what's going on back here. You can see the crime scene tape behind these houses, also some detectives here in the street. And right now we know that one person is dead. They were transported and died as they were on their way to the hospital or at the hospital. This is an active investigation still, and Aurora police, they have called in their major crimes unit. They are on scene right now. We're seeing a pretty heavy police presence in the middle of this neighborhood because, again, they are looking for this shooter. We're working to get more information still about what led up to this shooting, so we're going to remain here on scene and bring you the very latest. Reporting live, Liz Gilardi, Denver 7.
Thank you, Liz. Now to the latest out of Spain, where at least 13 people are dead and more than 100 hurt after someone drove a van into an area packed with people in Barcelona.
And this story is still developing, but here's what we know right now. Police are calling this a terrorist attack. It happened at an area very popular with tourists. You can see it. I think we have a map maybe of that area for you.
Now, police have arrested 2 people, but right now they're saying neither of them is the driver. We know one of them is a Spanish national, the other is Moroccan.
And ISIS has claimed responsibility. An eyewitness told local news agencies there the suspect was seen running over people with that van for almost 1,000 feet before he then ran into a restaurant nearby.
I heard everybody scream. I kind of see the all the pedestrians kind of part into, some coming and running and screaming in my direction, the rest in the opposite direction. And then I heard, a car that was obviously driving very, very fast. It sounded like whoever was driving was flooring it and going as fast as they could in kind of a zigzag motion straight down the Ramblas.
And our members of Congress have been sending their well wishes to the people of Spain. Congressman Perlmutter, Senators Bennett and Gardner, just a few of those, condemning the attack and thanking law enforcement and sending thoughts to those hurt.
And we will track all the developments coming out of Spain. And when we're not on the air, you can always get the latest on the free Denver 7 app. Well, students are the focus of the state's new school report that's just out.
It talks about classroom sizes, growing districts, and student performance, but what about the teachers?
Denver 7's Jennifer Kovaleski has been looking at the report.
And Jen, you asked Governor Hickenlooper specifically about teacher pay.
Ann and Shannon, the governor says that we have a chronic teacher shortage, and low pay is a big part of that, something we need to fix. Our state right now is dealing with a teacher shortage, a lot of those in rural communities. A lot of people say that goes hand in hand with low teacher pay. Do you think that needs to change?
Yeah, I think there are a lot of reasons why we don't have enough teachers, but clearly it's a fact. And clearly teachers' pay is a significant part of that. But we're having trouble we don't have enough nurses. We don't have enough software programmers. We don't have, you go talk to restaurants, they can't find people to be dishwashers. So we have shortage all over the place. But I think it is more chronic with teachers. And I think with teachers, it's more essential, right? If we don't have quite enough dishwashers, now my restaurant friends are going to hate me, but it's not the same as not having enough teachers.
How do you fix it?
Well, I think that you've got to look at several things. One is you've got to find more pay for teachers to attract teachers and convince them to stay. So many teachers leave after 3 or 4 years that we're losing that investment we make in taking a young teacher and really after 3 or 4 years, they're just beginning to learn how to be really good teachers. So we've got to figure out how to motivate them to stay, and compensation is part of that, and so we're going to have to find more resources.
The governor also says we need more funding for schools, something that state lawmakers would need to pass.
And I know you two also talked about partnerships with businesses. How would that work?
This is actually really interesting. He says that several districts have already done this. They basically partner with local businesses to guarantee teachers jobs over the summer. That way they can kind of make up for some of that low pay, and he'd like to see additional districts start doing more partnerships like this.
Yeah. All right. Very good. Thanks, Jen.
All right, let's turn to the forecast now. A lot calmer than what we've become accustomed to in the last few days.
Mike, I think we like having this quiet time right now?
Yeah, we've had enough active weather
Yes,
for a
we
while.
have.
And there's a couple of curious little thunderstorms out there. Aren't doing anything more than just kind of fun to look at. Let me show you temperatures. First of all, it's nice right now. The reading's holding in the 80s. Denver, City Park, DIA, up to Firestone and Greeley. Some cooler air up in the mountains, 43 up at Berthoud Pass, but that's, of course, up on the pass. A few very light little showers showing up. They don't amount to much. The only ones that have any life in them out here just between Holyoke and Ray. Another cell that's down here just down to the south and to the east of Lyman. That's what we're looking at right here on our Viera wireless camera off into the distance. And Denver, just partly cloudy skies right now. If you have evening plans, don't worry about it. It's going to be a pretty evening. Sun setting right around the 8 o'clock hour, and it's going to be a pretty sunset. And we have a great looking extended forecast, including for the eclipse.
Of course. Looking forward to it. Thank you, Mike. So who is Mr. B? That is the question a lot of people are asking in Grand Junction right now that a Mesa County judge set a new trial for Michael Blagg.
Now, Blagg is accused in his wife's death and in his daughter's disappearance 16 years ago. But his attorney just introduced new evidence pointing to a different suspect, somebody called Mr. B. We know this man is a convicted sex offender who lives in Montana. And attorneys say a search of his home turned up a note with a list of alleged victims, including Blagg's wife and daughter. So ahead tonight at 6 o'clock, Thomas Hoppo is combing through all this new evidence, including the confession potentially linking him to several other murders.
The president is defending Confederate statues after several state leaders have decided to remove or cover them up. President Trump said, "Sad to see the history and culture of our great country being ripped apart with the removal of our beautiful statues and monuments." The president also suggested taking down Confederate statues would lead to the removal of other monuments to, say, George Washington and Thomas Jefferson.
Well, people in 14 Colorado counties are breathing a sigh of relief today. Anthem Blue Cross Blue Shield is staying in the state. Now, had Anthem pulled out, it could have been devastating to those, mostly western slope counties, because Anthem is the only insurer there.
Great news for those of you who got caught up in that major truck fire on I-25 in the Tech Center earlier this summer. If you took E-470 to get around it, had to pay the toll, well, you're now off the hook. E-470 just announced it is dismissing more than $500,000 worth of tolls that accumulated during the 16.5 hours that crews were there cleaning up that tanker fire. Managers say they didn't want to punish people for having to go a different route during a crisis. For the first time in 14 years, Boulder is spending money to make sure you aren't speeding in residential areas. This week, the City Council approved the Neighborhood Speed Management Program. Now, the city will allocate $300,000 towards putting in roundabouts and speed bumps and digital speed displays to show drivers exactly how fast they are going. And while $300,000 might sound like a lot of money, it really isn't, because the average cost for a single speed bump is around $3,500.
Long wait times are holding up Denver's building permit process and therefore delaying development across the city. A new audit shows that wait times in Denver are averaging about an hour and a half. Now, in Colorado Springs and Aurora, as little as 30 minutes. Some point to fewer staff members in Denver and disorganization. Right now, archiving approved plans is backlogged by 6 months.
So as we look to the sky to watch the eclipse, some Colorado businesses, they are looking to their cash registers.
Now, the eclipse has the potential to bring some serious extra money to our state. Denver7's Mark Stewart is live in Weld County. The excitement is growing there, and they're counting down the days.
Oh, Shannon, this is a big deal. Here at the Johnson's Corner truck stop, they sell 300 of these homemade cinnamon rolls every day. With the eclipse, that number could double.
I'd say we'd have around 10,000.
It's Cinnamon Roll Central at the Johnson's Corner truck stop kitchen.
No, we will not run out of cinnamon rolls. We have so many. We're well prepared for this weekend.
The eclipse will likely energize sales.
We had a caller the other night that was afraid we were going to run out.
If location is everything, businesses along the I-25 corridor between Colorado and Wyoming may see a bright spot from the momentary darkness. We found these eclipse enthusiasts already making the trip north.
Really excited. I've never seen a total solar eclipse before, so really excited.
Because this is so historic, we haven't found any predictions about just how much of an economic boost we could see. But look at what we found on Expedia. Sold out is the norm.
That's very exciting.
The truck stop is getting ready for the solar surge. All managers will be on the job this weekend.
Now that the eclipse is in Wyoming, I expect our sales to be quite good. Maybe double, yeah. If not a little bit more than that, that would be great.
From fuel to soft drinks to those cinnamon rolls, supplies here will be strong, so sales will shine when the sky turns dark. And it will be a busy weekend. Besides the eclipse, it's move-in weekend at CSU. In addition, there's a big Peach Festival taking place in Fort Collins. And by the way, I know you are wondering, as far as those glasses are concerned, they had some here at Johnson's Corner. They've all sold out. We're live in Weld County tonight. Mark Stewart, Denver7.
Believe it.
I love that place. They have really clean restrooms.
That's a good thing.
Yeah, it is a good thing, and really it seems like anybody's only talking about the eclipse right now.
Truly. You've been emailing us, calling us, asking what you can and can't do during those 2.5 minutes. So we have gone straight to the source to get you the very best information.
Our in-house expert, Mike Nelson.
And Mike, first off, can you really watch these things safely, even without glasses?
No. No, you have to have eye protection on this. Absolutely. And there's been a lot of the fake ones are out there. These are good. You can tell by how they look. No, not really. How do you tell? Let me show you a little bit. You know, there's the funny-looking glasses, but you have to have them. Here's the key. You want to look on the side of the glasses. You want to look for that. And you want to look on the other side to see if you have certified. But most importantly, look right in the middle at the manufacturer. There's a list of various ones that NASA has gone through, including mine that are made by Rainbow Symphony. I doubt that you can get them ordered from Rainbow Symphony in time, but you can always try. Leave that up there long enough so you can get the number on it. And I have all the information, extensive amount of it, on my Facebook page. We can just drop the Denver logo there real quick. If you go to Mike Nelson 7 News, I'm going to leave it pinned to the top of my Facebook all weekend long. Paragraphs and paragraphs of information about this. But they're very easy to predict. That's a fact. We've been able to do it for centuries, figure out where they are. And some of the things, nocturnal animals will become active. Now, at 6 o'clock, I'll have a lot more information about some of the ancient myths related to the eclipse. And I'll share that with you next hour.
And those glasses not only protect you from the sun, but from dates.
That's true.
From getting any dates.
That's true.
I think also walking, because you can't see it.
You can't see anything.
These away from you guys, because
you better
this is the last pair I have. I've given so many of them
distract them.
Keep them close to your heart, Mike.
I'm going over here.
By the way, remember to share your eclipse photos with us. And like your eyes, you need to make sure you protect your phone and your camera lens. And then tweet your photos to us or post them to our Denver7 Facebook page or send them to us, because we might put your pictures on air.
All right, a very big day, Broncos practice.
It's true. Broncos GM John Elway, well, he talks to us about Brandon Marshall's protests during national anthems.
And people living in their campers are forced to move out of a park.
Coming up.